essence, the totality of your being and your energy right here. Right? Trauma usually and abuse, usually you drop a large segment of your being. You lose it somehow. It shatters. So now there's no cohesive power anymore. There's all these little fragments that feel powerless. Right? So anytime some vibe comes up, some emotion comes up, or some conflict comes up, they can't gather themselves up enough to punch through it. You understand what I mean? They're fragmented. They're laying all over the ground. So the only other response they have is to climb into that box. Hide. And that hiding shows in the weird quirks that people have. What does it do? It pushes other people away from them. People go, whoa, and they back away. That's what it's for. Because the minute you feel threatened, it's because someone's in proximity to you that is bringing something that you don't have the power to deal with. Right? So you shut down. Right? So you get the guy that's completely freaked out by people, the schizophrenic, if you will. How many people do you know go up to schizophrenics and actually talk to them when they're in a full swing of their disease? Right. So how do you help those people? Is that what you're asking?
Is it possible?
Is it possible? I would be absolutely certain, yeah, it's possible. But it's going to be something you really better be committed to taking care of. Because it's a long haul. I mean, already, you could be born with your being almost total. It still takes a lifetime to really figure that out. Now, take a fragmented person. It's going to take even longer. Yeah, I know that sounds kind of like, oh, geez, that just sucks. I mean, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Well, the point is you live forever. So you got all the time in the world to do it. But that also means the longer you wait to do it, the more you're going to suffer. So you could, put it off forever, and you could suffer forever. So when we think of these people, there comes a point in their journey, if you will, where the being can actually rise above that. Very rarely will any of us live to see that in someone we know when it's that bad. But it does not mean it's not going to happen. To me, the most important knowledge you can own or have or think is that life is eternal. You are going to, not you as you drive your car or as you do your profession, but you as a being are going to be here forever. It's a very powerful thing to know. Because any crap you're going through now could quite possibly go on forever. Right? So everything you've been waiting to deal with could be dealt with now, and you'd be done with it. Well, you can wait, sure. Forever. I mean, to me, it's like, if I feel like I got to change, or I want to change, I go for it. I don't go, I'll do that 10,000 years from now. It's the impulse now. But if I decide not to, then I could be stuck in this particular state that I'm finding unpleasant forever. So why not now? All you're putting off is your freedom. All you're putting off is your well-being. Could you imagine what living forever with well-being would be like? That'd be kind of cool. Always satisfied? What is well-being? Satisfaction. When you're satisfied, you feel a state of well-being. Even your false satisfactions at least make you think you're feeling well-being. Isn't that what we're after? A state of well-being? Who's not after a state of well-being? That answers the question. I'm just here to tell you you can't think yourself into it. You open your heart and you go into it. Right? Because all thinking is going to do is erase your courage. By what? By how? Making it worthless. Making it shallow. Making it not worthwhile. You know, like, I'm sure this has happened to everybody here. You get this impulse to go out to the woods. Right? And you go. And wow, you have this experience. It teaches you about you. Well, some people, when they get that impulse, they talk themselves out of actually doing it. Okay, let me put it to you in a different way. Here we go. That life force is streaming through the universe. And you're at the end of it. You're at the end of one of those threads. There you are. Right? You're getting life force. How do you like that? You like that, don't you? We all like that, right? Mm-hmm. You think the mind doesn't? So when the mind gets a taste of it, I mean, you know, it's kind of like the whole idea of, you know, when God makes man and he breathes life into him and boom, he comes alive, right? He puts some life force into it. It comes alive. So when we rely on our mind to tell us what's going on, a lot of that life force goes to the mind. Comes alive. Now you want to have that energy back for your being. The mind is not about to let go of it. Is it? It likes it as much as you do. So the more we use the mind to try to figure out who we are, where we're at, and what we're feeling, the deeper we're getting. Right? Because the less life force our being is actually getting. Right? And the stronger the mind's getting. Why? It's getting the juice. So we go out there to change, to make a big change in our lives, so we can live more happily and more freely. And we can. Why can't I do this? It's not that you're afraid, although fear is the reason you're in that predicament. It's that you don't have any energy for it. Because the minute you go to make the move, the mind starts telling you, well, what about this? What about that? Oh God, you better worry about this. You better worry about that. And all of a sudden you're like, fuck it, I ain't doing it. Right? And then what do? You wander back into the ho-hum, dreary, blah, blah state, the lifeless state. Right? And then from there, you can do 1,000,001 truly stupid things for the sake of trying to get happy. Yeah, you can. You can screw everything up really bad. Right? Has your mind ever made you happy? Ever? What, you think it's going to now? What, did it have a change of heart? It would have to have one, wouldn't it?
Right.
So why would you rely on it now?